Selling the OC season 4 is over, and I really can't help but feel like something is missing. Let's get into it. Hey y'all, it's Nay. Welcome back to my little corner of YouTube. This video will contain spoilers for Selling the OC season 4, episodes 5 through 8. So if you haven't seen them yet and you do not want spoilers, save this video and come back after you do. You are about to hear my thoughts on episodes 5 through 8, but of course I want to hear yours, so feel free to drop your thoughts below if you do want to participate in the conversation, and give this video a like and a hype before you go. So I know that all of the other seasons of Selling the OC have been 8 episodes just like this one is, but it feels like there's episodes or scenes or something missing from this season. Like it feels like they cut it short. There were things that just were not wrapped up, and we'll get into it, but Ashtyn barely touched on the fact that Fiona said her and her husband met on seeking arrangement. We didn't see her have a conversation with Polly at all about the things that Polly said her husband said to her. I don't know, it just feels like this season should have been 10 episodes instead of 8. Something feels like it wasn't completed. Selling the OC has never had a reunion, so we're just stuck here on what is technically a full season but does not feel like a full season to me. So Ashtyn calls in backup at the end of Gio's party. She calls her man because basically she's been burning bridges this entire time they've been in Palm Springs. And to be honest, he's her echo chamber.
So your intentions were not really understood, it sounds like.
I mean...
Because you always have good intentions. Like, I don't understand why people are not understanding that.
So, of course she wanted him there. I also feel like she just didn't want to sit through another dinner with these people because she barely survived that last one. Talking about she doesn't call someone a bitch too often. Maybe not to their face, girl, but you definitely do it because you messy like that. I 100% think that Ashtyn is a mean girl, and she plays this I'm innocent role around her husband. About this whole seeking arrangement thing.
Seeking Arrangements is a website where girls go to meet rich men.
Seeking Arrangement is a very, very, very well-known sugar daddy site. And the thing about the situation is we had the same type of thing a couple of seasons ago with Jarvis, because everybody was saying that her and her husband met on a sugar baby website. And for me, it's like, if her husband knows that they met on a sugar daddy website and she knows that they met on a sugar daddy website and her husband was okay with being her sugar daddy, what is the problem? Y'all, I'm just not understanding why that matters to outside people. If that is the nature of their relationship, then they're both well aware that that's the nature of the relationship. Nobody puts that label on a man when he goes and gets with a woman who's wealthier. They say, oh, you got the come up, bro. I can't find it in my heart to be mad about that. Clearly, if that's where they met, they were both there. But Ashtyn says that they met on Luxy. Now, I went on Luxy because I wanted to see, but what's the difference? Because Luxy kind of sounds like the same thing as Seeking Arrangement. And it turns out that Luxy basically is the same thing as Seeking Arrangement. Luxy says that it is the best elite and luxury millionaire dating site. However, it is very clearly stated that there is no sugaring allowed on the website. They say it in multiple places. I scrolled the front page of the website. They say it in multiple places. But again, we are all adults here. Any website that is labeled as luxury or has millionaire anywhere in the description of the website is a sugar daddy website. It doesn't matter, but that's what it is. I just feel like Luxy is covering their bases, because when you start talking about those type of arrangements, you can get into some difficult territory. So I think they're covering their bases. But if you want me to believe that there are absolutely no sugar daddy, sugar baby people on Luxy, then I don't know what to tell you, because I just don't believe that. Luxy and Seeking Arrangement are the same website with different wording. Same book, different cover. Now, Ashtyn has her baby shower, and this has got to be the strangest baby shower I've ever seen in my life, which really leads me to believe that this was just for the show and she had her real baby shower off cam somewhere, because I also feel like she had it kind of early. Now, granted, I'm used to going to black baby showers, okay? So maybe we just run things a little differently. But I didn't see not one barbecue meatball on a plate. And they didn't play no games. And on top of that, Ashtyn came in late and then she just started opening gifts immediately. Either this is very oddly cut, or this is just a very odd baby shower, or both. And of course, it's not without drama. On this last season of Selling Sunset, we had a situation where Chelsea sent Mary some flowers, and Mary felt like Chelsea was only doing it because she wanted the flowers to be delivered on camera, and it was this whole thing. The general consensus, and my consensus, is that Chelsea didn't do it on camera. They just happened to be delivered on camera. Now, Hall makes a similar accusation towards Ashtyn, saying she's bringing up this whole I flirted with someone's boyfriend. She's bringing that up on camera on purpose, because she could have talked to me about this at any point in time. And in this situation, I have to agree with Hall. Ashtyn definitely brought that up on camera, because Ashtyn is the type of person to bring things up on camera. I've been peeping at this entire season. Ashtyn wants to be the villain. She wants to be the drama. She likes a camera moment, pregnant or not. And I'm simply not falling for it. And shout out to Hall for putting her foot down.
I actually had a girlfriend who was supposed to be here today. Her name is Nikki, which is Andrew's girlfriend. And she didn't come because Andrew told her that he felt like you were hitting on him during the listing appointment.
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. This whole fucking situation is fucked. This is why I don't trust you. She's trying to make me look bad. I will de-mic myself, and I will no longer be filming with Ashtyn while I'm mic'd. That is on the record.
Alex Hall is a lot of things, but one thing I've never seen her be is unprofessional. And so it really doesn't surprise me that when Fiona reached out to this guy after he followed her on Instagram and said, hey, Ashtyn said that you thought that me and Hall were flirting with you when we went to come and look at the house. And the guy was like, I didn't say that.
Mentioned you felt we were flirting with you when we came to film at your house. I hope you know Alex and I are professionals, and it was never our intention to make you feel that way. If we said or did anything that was misinterpreted, we would genuinely feel terrible. I hope that's not the case. Obviously, I know we fucking didn't. Okay, he says, hey, that's really random. Definitely not the case or what I thought or said. All is professional on my end as well. Hope all is well.
One thing that Fiona did get wrong about that is the fact that Ashtyn said it was Fiona and Hall flirting with him. She didn't say that. She said that he said Hall was flirting with him. So Fiona kind of inserted herself into that. I don't know why. I guess she didn't want to be left out. Nevertheless, according to the DM she got from this man, that is not what he said. And he didn't feel uncomfortable around them, and he didn't feel like they were flirting. Do I think that Ashtyn is above making up a lie about that? No, absolutely I do not. I'm convinced she could have lied about that. The whole drama at her baby shower over this situation was just bizarre. She was saying her friend didn't show up because her friend is the girlfriend of that man. She didn't feel comfortable being around someone who was hitting on her man. Now, part of me understands that, right? But if this is Ashtyn's good friend, because that's what Ashtyn says she is, why would you miss that just because some girl was trying to get at your man and he said no, if that is the case? Now, there is also a possibility that this man was lying. I can't say that that didn't happen, but what I am saying is I know that Ashtyn is messy, so she definitely could have made this up. But we did get to see some of the footage from Hall and Fiona at his house talking to him. Did she laugh? Yes. Was she smiling? Yes. Was it unprofessional? No. Even messier is that Kaylee also had a working relationship with this man. The way that Ashtyn was phrasing it was, oh, everybody's trying to steal my client. And Kaylee's like, well, wait a minute now. He's not your client. I also have a good relationship with him. But as we know, Ashtyn secretly already went with contract in hand and got that deal. So none of them are getting it anyway. They just didn't know it yet. I can pretty confidently say that Ashtyn is a snake. I just feel like all the clues are pointing to snake. And every time someone tries to call her out on this, she bursts into tears and starts crying. And she wants to put on this soft baby voice and pretend like she doesn't understand anything when literally she is the manufacturer of the drama. I'm actually offended for Alex Hall because of the way that Ashtyn is weaponizing these tears. The very moment that a conversation doesn't go her way, she starts crying. She's weaponizing her tears, pregnant or not. Ashtyn is absolutely delusional.
Everyone is fine talking about me and making up rumors about me.
Girl, you are the one who's starting the drama. What are you talking about? One last thing I will say about Ashtyn though, I done said a lot of things about her, but what I can't say is she doesn't have contacts. Last batch of episodes, she was showing a $25 million house. This batch of episodes, she's showing a $12 million house. The girl has the contacts and who have the money. Her connections are top notch. Moving on to Alex Hall. I know they had a time at Gio's party because she walked into the kitchen with sunglasses on the next day. So she either was extremely hungover or extremely tired. I'm gonna bet on hungover, but it might be tired because apparently her and Tyler had a 2-hour conversation and her man felt the way about it. And that also lets me know that we didn't see a lot of that conversation because we literally saw about 5 minutes of that, and to hear that it was 2 hours plus is crazy. But I guess the 2 hours was needed because it seems like they're finally officially moving on. Maybe, because I'm gonna be real, it still kind of feels like there's some unfinished business there.
I've heard you have a girlfriend.
I did just start seeing somebody. Yeah.
You did just start seeing somebody. Really? Well, that's good.
Nobody I've ever dated is anything close to what this person is.
Meaning what? Watch it.
But for Hall's sake, I hope that's not true because her and Ian have made it legal. And I don't mean marriage, I meant they have signed on a house together. Now, I don't necessarily agree with Gio on a lot of things, but I do agree with him on this.
I think Alex and Ian are moving way too fast. Buying a house with someone else is the biggest decision that you can probably make. I think it's like bigger than getting married. I just don't think Alex or Ian really know what they're getting themselves into.
Especially considering that sometimes Hall looks at Ian and it just feels like she got the ick. Not to mention this man could not hold his liquor. He got drunk when Kaylee was trying to explain what was happening with her business partner, and he was slurring his word and kind of being a bit embarrassing if I'm being honest.
And have a humanitarian aspect of anyone who's in a bad situation.
Stop. Please.
No.
Stop talking, please. Please stop. I love you, please.
Gio's wife is messy though, and I should have known that because Gio is very messy, but I guess I didn't really put two peas in a pod. She's messy.
He's just annoying. Like, he's obnoxious. I'm sitting there last night and I'm looking across and I see Tyler. And I'm like, she was interested in him, and now she goes,
Quite the downgrade.
I don't get it. Yeah.
And the thing is, I tend to agree with her. I do think that Tyler was better maturity-wise. Career-wise, Ian is a private pilot, so he has that going for him. But maturity-wise, you know, when it comes to holding his liquor and stuff like that, he's not really able to do that. But I think the difference here is that I'm saying that, and I'm not Hall's friend. Gio and his wife are Hall's friends, and they're saying that behind her back. I have mentioned before that there's something different about the drama on Selling Sunset versus the drama on Selling the OC, and I've really been trying to pinpoint what is the difference. I haven't been able to, it's not tangible, but I think this is a piece to that puzzle. When someone doesn't like you in the LA office, you know that they don't like you. They tell you to their face. They're not going to events that you're at. When they don't like each other on Selling the OC, they smile in each other's faces and talk behind each other's backs. And that's why I say that they're messier. Something about that is just giving fake. I guess I'm also still trying to figure out these dynamics because I didn't realize that Hall and Polly were as close as they said they were. Hall felt the way because she wasn't invited to Polly's birthday dinner. And I kind of agree with both sides.
And I was like, oh my God, you guys are so close to me. And I'm like, why didn't I get invited? It's literally in my backyard in San Clemente.
I know, but it was meant to be in LA, and it
okay.
wasn't me doing it. And then when it changed, I was like, oh, it was just like, you know, you were.
But even if it was meant to be in LA, everybody on the guest list is from Orange County.
Yeah, but that's unfair.
Polly didn't plan the event, so Hall expecting to get an invitation when Polly wasn't the one who made it kind of seems a little weird. However, Hall said that the person who planned the event was a mutual friend of her and Polly, and they were from the OC, so she doesn't see why she didn't get an event. But I don't know, maybe the person who planned Polly's birthday dinner just doesn't like Hall. That could be an option. Regardless, Hall ended up planning her own birthday dinner for Polly, and I think she actually had it planned before this one happened, but anyway, she planned the birthday dinner. I didn't realize that hiring private chefs was such a normal thing for the rich. We see Bree do it all the time, and in fact, Bree, I'm pretty sure, has a 24/7 private chef, and we've also seen her bring her private chefs to other people's events. And I'm really starting to think that they don't know how to cook. Everybody except Chelsea, because I know she could cook down. These other men and women, I'm really starting to think they can't cook, because they always got some private chef cooking for them. But hey, maybe if I had the money, I would have a private chef cooking for me too. I personally just didn't realize that private chefs had this much business coming in. After that dinner, it really did feel like their relationship was on the mend and they were getting back to a good place. That was until Hall is the one who got Cypress. I didn't expect Hall to get it either. I honestly thought it was going to go to Gio, but Polly was in the running and Jason did say that it was close. However, when he announces that Hall's the one who got it, Polly does not seem happy for her. And I understand that she could be frustrated and those are her raw feelings in the moment, and she thought that it should have gone to her, but Hall being your friend, you should have at least looked her way and clapped a little bit. I don't know. It felt like she was a little vexed and a little peeved by it.
Really upset that I didn't get Cypress. I feel like I've done a really good job at showing how good of an agent I am and how hard I'm working.
But who knows, maybe Hall and Polly don't even need to be friends anymore because Fiona Bell is about to slide right in and become besties with Hall. Fiona opens out about having been in what I think is an emotionally abusive relationship.
What, were you in an abusive relationship? Yeah. For how long? You're so young.
For years. And, you know, now, understanding and looking back, unpacking everything and what was happening to me with the
being manipulated.
Completely. And it goes really deep.
And it turns out that her and Hall have a lot in common because Hall has a similar situation and they both started doing real estate at 23. So I really think that Hall looks at Fiona as like a little sister to her. And unfortunately, I can relate to having been in an emotionally abusive relationship as well. And the thing about people who are emotionally abusive and manipulative is that because emotional abuse is not tangible and it doesn't have physical scars, it can be really hard to tell that that's what it is. No one should be trying to keep you away from your friends. In my situation, someone was saying, well, spend your time with me. Even when things were like going bad in my friends' lives, he was like, well, spend time with me. Why are you talking to them all the time? Why are you with them? Why aren't you talking to me 24/7? It was very much that. I'm obsessed with you, but framed it as love. Stuff like that. All types of manipulation, and then framing it in a way that didn't feel like or look like manipulation and didn't look like it was emotionally abusive. And again, it's hard to see it when you're in it. So I just just say it for other people to look out for the signs. No one should be trying to isolate you from your friends in any kind of way, even if they're trying to make it sound cute and saying they just want to spend time with you. No, it's not healthy, it's manipulative, and it's abusive. And you should cut that person off ASAP before it crosses a line. As the season wraps up, Fiona is still working on selling Bluebird, and Polly actually sends her man, or not really her man, the guy that she's seeing, she sends him to Bluebird because he's kind of thinking about moving to the OC, maybe not. And she's like, this house will be perfect because just as I said, this house is good for a single person. This is very much a bachelor or bachelorette type of house. And it's a good starter home. Next up, we have Kaylee. Now, Kaylee is attracted to Tyler because Tyler is an attractive man. Who wouldn't be? But both of them are putting pause on that. And Kaylee's like, he's attractive. I get on well with him, but I don't want to mess with him because it's too messy. And although Hall and Tyler say that they're done, it's still messy because of the history that they have. And so I understand why she doesn't want to get mixed up in that. However, that doesn't mean that I don't enjoy seeing them flirt because I do think they clearly have a vibe going. Also, I didn't know that rich people were out here surfing on manufactured waves. When they said they were going to a surf club, I was like, oh, this is a group of people who get together and go surfing on the beach because that's what a surf club sounds like it should be. These people are going to wave pools where they surf shark free. When I tell you the rich are living differently, I think I might have to try that because I'm not getting in no ocean. I don't mess around with the deep blue. But that sounds like fun. No sharks, no unknown territories. Yeah, I think I might have to try that out. And I'm also glad that Kaylee was able to get something good out of Gio's birthday celebration because truth be told, I don't think she should have been there. And I'm not saying that she was bringing down the energy, but I'm saying mentally her mindset was not in a partying mode. She had just found out all this stuff about her business partner, so she was going through a lot.
I haven't really been able to chime in as much, whatever. I don't really give a fuck.
What I don't like is that Fiona and Polly were sitting there talking shit about her.
And she said, like, I don't care about any of this.
Yeah.
I was like, in my perspective, it's like, yeah, okay, we get that. You know, we all have trauma.
Yeah.
But maybe trauma dumping at the dinner table is not ideal.
You know, I think we all understand that everyone's going through shit, but for you basically just to say, I don't give a shit about anything else, it's like, oh, okay.
Girl, she just told you that someone close to her is on their deathbed. Why would she give a damn about the drama that y'all have going on with Ashtyn? She doesn't care, and she's right not to care. I gotta be real, I do respect Kaylee because when she first started, she was like, I'm not really with the drama. I'm not gonna be mixed up in any drama. And I was like, yeah, okay. Everybody says that, but eventually you're gonna insert yourself into some drama. But she has not inserted herself into any drama. They trying to pull her in, and she's like, nah, I'm good. I mean, she's standing firm on the fact that she don't give a damn about nothing what these people got going on. And I love that for her, and I actually think she might like Brandi a lot more. If y'all have noticed, you never see Brandi unless you need to see her. If the event is not O Group sponsored, Brandi is not showing up. She don't give a damn about any of this stuff that these women got going on. She here to make money and keep it pushing. And so that's why I think that her and Kaylee would actually vibe better. I also really respect Kaylee for calling out Fiona and Polly on the fact that they didn't plan to tell Ashtyn any of the stuff they were saying behind her back. Polly did not plan to bring up to her, yeah, your husband was flirting with me. And Fiona didn't plan to bring up to her that she heard through the grapevine that she met her husband on secret arrangement. They just wanted that to be a little key between them, and they didn't plan on telling her. And Kaylee was like, yeah, no, y'all need to have a conversation with her about what y'all said. And Polly was like, a conversation about what?
She needs to have a conversation with both of you guys.
About what?
The other night.
What night?
When we were all at dinner together at your birthday.
Yeah, you being held accountable. Make sure you bring that up. But I guess this just is the tables finally turning. Polly tells everyone, except Ashtyn, that Ashtyn's husband not only said that he loves her accent, but that he saw her skinny dipping scene from season 2, and that he's since seen it multiple times, meaning that he's watched it on purpose. I say it again. What is up with the people in the OC being intertwined into each other's sex lives and sexuality and all this stuff? What y'all got going on in the OC? It's like it's all y'all talk about. But hey, maybe next season Polly's gonna be a little less involved in drama because she might have a man. Although I don't know. He said he was moving to the OC. Now he sounds like he's trying to backtrack on moving to the OC. I don't know what's happening with him. But he did say he was gonna fly her out to New York City so they can have a proper date. So shout out to her for that. Not too much on anyone else. Austin and his wife have officially decided to cut off the baby factory. Now, if you saw my previous video, you know that Austin said last season that he didn't want to have another baby. What I think happened is him and his wife came to a compromise, which I don't think is a compromise. Let's just try one more time. Let's try for a boy. If it doesn't happen, okay. So they looked up and got the boy, or they did IVF and got the boy. And they said, good, we're done. 3 and done. We have 2 twin girls and a boy, and we can officially call it quits. And so now we officially have to see Austin's ass. As for Gio, unfortunately, him and his wife lost their baby. And apparently this is the second time this has happened to them. I really feel for them because that's devastating to go through. And I hope that they are working through it together or with help if they need it. And I was actually really surprised to see his wife at Ashtyn's baby shower. Not because she didn't want to be supportive, but because everything was still so fresh and it's really, really heavy. And I could tell she was kind of sad. So I hope she didn't feel obligated to show up to that because I don't think she was. As for the twins and the agents, really, the beach cities, OC, San Diego, and Newport Beach made $1 billion in sales. Billion with the B, so that's kind of impressive and insane. I'm gonna have to ask Britt to throw me a couple mil, although I should probably ask Jason because Britt don't like touching this money. For the houses, there's this $20 million house that Fiona looked at. Something that's interesting about the houses in the OC, and in particular this house, they don't have pools because of their either proximity to the beach, because they're right on the beach, or because they're walking distance or super quick driving distance to the beach. They don't often have pools. This house has a pool, and the listing agent said, yeah, this is gonna be one of the last houses in this area with a pool because any new builds are not about to be allowed to have a pool. So makes this house kind of a rarity, and I see why it's going for $20 million. And then my favorite house from this batch of episodes, the one with the walk-in wine cooler or wine refrigerator, I'm adding that to my list. It don't need to be that big, but that was nice. I'm not even a crazy wine. I mean, I love wine. I do love wine, but I don't think I have owned in my lifetime enough wine to fill that refrigerator. But man, is it a nice idea. I loved it. Again, I said I felt like this season just, I don't know, something about it doesn't feel complete, but let me know y'all thoughts on it. This is in fact one of my last videos before I get into Vlogmas content, so it's about to get real Santa hat-ish up in here. I can't wait to see y'all for that. Until then, I'm gonna get this video up, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye!
This is not a test.